You've decided to buy a new home and you can't wait to get started shopping around. But before you do that, here's 7 common mistakes that first-time buyers make. Hi, I'm Lillian Morrow, a realtor with John L. Scott Real Estate in Puyallup, Washington. Today we're talking about 7 common mistakes that first-time buyers make. Mistake number 1 is failing to get pre-approved with a lender. There's nothing worse than when a buyer finds a perfect home and then realizes it's $50,000 over their budget. That's why getting pre-approved by a lender and finding out what you can afford up front will save you some heartache. Also, in this seller's market, you've got to move quick, and being pre-approved will help you do so. Mistake number 2 is not having enough money in the bank. Buying a home is expensive. You'll not only need to save money for a down payment, but also additional closing costs. This is another reason why it's a great idea to talk to your lender up front. They can help you understand exactly how much money you need to have saved to buy a home. A third mistake is calling the number on the for sale sign in front of the home. The agent whose name is on the sign is already representing the seller, and it's their job to get the seller the most money they can for their house. They can't also have your best interest at heart as well. A buyer should get their own agent to represent them, and usually it doesn't cost them any additional money to do so. The fourth mistake is failing to understand the true cost of home ownership. Not only will you have a mortgage payment, but you'll also have homeowners insurance, property taxes, utility payments, and then if anything breaks on the home, you're responsible for that too. If you've been a renter in the past and something broke, you probably just had to call the landlord and they'd come and fix it at no cost to you. Well, that's no longer the case. It may be a good idea to buy a 1-year home warranty when you purchase a house. That way, if something breaks, it might be covered by the warranty. There are different plans out there, so research which one might work for you. Even with a warranty, it's a good idea to have some savings in the bank in case something unexpected comes up. The fifth mistake is expecting to find a home with 100% of the features you want. While we would all like to find the perfect home, in reality, the home you find will only meet about 75 to 80% of the things on your list. For example, you might find a home that's in the perfect neighborhood, the perfect distance from work, the perfect number of rooms, and the best layout possible, but the outside color is not what you like. Keep in mind that you can always paint the exterior, but you can't change those other things. The most important things are the things you can't change. The sixth mistake that first-time buyers might make is expecting to haggle in a seller's market. In a market where homes are selling quickly and there are multiple offers on each home, it's not a time to go in with a low-ball offer. In a seller's market, sellers are in the driver's seat and have most of the negotiating power. In addition to the price, the seller may have certain terms they're looking for, such as they may want the closing date delayed a little bit. So if you have some flexibility and you can write that in your offer, that might make your offer look more appealing to them. Your agent can reach out to the seller's agent to understand what the sellers are looking for in regards to the terms, and then you can try to incorporate those into your offer. In a seller's market with multiple offers on homes, you may actually have to look for homes a little bit below your price range so that you can bump the offer up if needed. The seventh mistake is not trusting your agent to do their job. You'll want to work with an agent that you trust and work well with. If you consistently second-guess their advice and perhaps call the seller's agent to ask questions directly, then you're not helping yourself. That gives the seller knowledge of how eager you might be to buy the home, and then you lose some of your negotiating power. So let your agent do the job you hired them for. If you do have any questions or concerns, then talk to them about it. I love helping first-time buyers. If you're ready to buy a home in the South Puget Sound area, or you just have questions, give me a call. I'd be happy to help. If you're looking for additional information on buying a home, you can check out the videos on the buyers playlist on my channel, including the video noted here. Mistake number 1 is failing to get There's nothing worse when the nothing worse than when a buyer. Not only will you have to make a mortgage payment, but you'll also have utilities and property taxes and insurance and... Oh, no, sorry. A third mistake is calling the number on the for sale side. The agent whose name is listed on the sign is already... The agent who's listed on the sign... The agent whose name is all... Oh my gosh. Not only will you have a mortgage payment, but you'll also have to pay for tax... Damn it. The fifth... Oh my God. Thanks for watching.